DreAllDay.com.
So the Brooklyn Nets came back and took control of their series in Game 3 back home in Brooklyn. You got the Toronto Raptors, a young, inexperienced, at least together, team playing in the playoffs, especially on the road. They already gave away one game at home. They needed to come back to Brooklyn and win at least one so they could take back home court advantage. I'm not sure if they could do it or not, but let's take a quick look at some things that happened during the game and why Brooklyn ended up winning.
Healthy, engaged Darren Williams is still one of the best point guards in the league. See him here with a quick crossover step back on Kyle Lowry. And then we got Kevin Garnett. We're going to take a look at him in a minute. We got playoff KG with all that energy coming in. That's huge for a team. And Kevin Garnett's been in the NBA almost 20 years. So he can't do what he used to do physically, but he can still lead a team emotionally. He's still an emotional leader on a basketball team, as he's always been, and haven't seen this all season. Haven't seen this KG all season with this type of energy. And like I said, since he can't do it physically, he got to bring it emotionally. He definitely did it with the Brooklyn crowd. He got them into it early, and that was huge for the Nets. Paul Pierce is another guy who can't do all the things he used to do in his prime, but he definitely can score on Tyler Hansbrough. This is a bad matchup, and you see what happens as a result of that. Tyler Hansbrough tries hard, but he isn't on that level. And then this move is a quick pound cross, a little in and out pound cross, quick 2 steps, and he just beats Tyler Hansbrough to the bucket. And Hansbrough can't guard a guard. He could guard big guys and fight and maybe draw a foul or two, but he's not guarding no small forward, especially a guy with the skills of Paul Pierce. This Brooklyn team's been really engaged since the playoffs began. Nice pass to Darren, nice ball movement to Joe Johnson. Everybody's moving the ball, sharing the ball. They seem to be enjoying playing with each other, and is paying off. I think Toronto's guards have been better this year. Between DeRozan and Lowry, I think Darren and Joe are the better players in general, and see them sharing the ball here, moving it between each other unselfishly. And I think they can win that matchup. Remember about the Nets is all these guys have been all-stars. Darren Williams, Joe Johnson, KG, Paul Pierce. They've all been the guy on their team before. So it's hard to – each one of them has had to take somewhat of a back seat. But they're sharing the ball here. I think Darren Williams is the best of all of them when they're all engaged. And he's the one that got everyone involved tonight. Again, here's Darren Williams creating, drawing 2 defenders to him, getting the ball to his teammate. He gets the screen from Pierce, draws 2 guys, gets it over to Paul. He draws 2 guys, gets it to Blatch for the dunk. It's a simple basketball. Paul Pierce is one of those players who age very well. He never really played completely off athleticism. He still has it, as you can see, but there's a lot of skill. His footwork, his shooting, the way he uses his body, that's how he gets his points and always has. One thing the Raptors don't want is anyone other than their point guards, being Grievous or Kyle Lowry, to be doing too much dribbling around the perimeter, because that's going to result in a bad situation. We don't want DeRozan dribbling around too much. We want him catching and attacking, or catching and shooting. He gets it over to Lowry here, who takes a broken play and makes something out of it. Reason why he was nearly an all-star this year. And by some accounts, should have been an all-star. Great play. Another thing you're going to get from a grizzled veteran like Paul Pierce or Kevin Garnett is a charge right here. Paul Pierce is not a guy who takes a lot of charges, but he was in the right position at the right time, and he got the call. Being that they were at home, he was in the right spot, knew Vasquez was coming in the paint, and plays like that win games. Another thing about the way Brooklyn has been playing in the playoffs, same thing I said about the Wizards when I was looking at their Game 2 game, is the extra passes. Making the extra pass when a player clearly has a shot, but they pass it up to get their teammate a better shot. Darren Williams did it several times in this game, finding his scores like Joe Johnson for that open 3. Raptors did mount a furious comeback here. Grievous Vasquez finds Pat Patterson in the corner here for a 3, but Pat, y'all still down by 6 points with a minute and a half to go. You can't turn and look at the crowd. And then Pat gets to the line with 19 seconds left. 2 free throws, a chance to tie the game, possibly send it to OT or probably down to a last shot by Brooklyn at the buzzer there. But he misses the first free throw. And on his second one, I don't know if he intended to miss it or he intended to make it the way he shot it. It looks like he was trying to make it. Hits the back iron. He missed that one, and that's pretty much all she wrote.
As far as Game 4 goes in Brooklyn, I think I'm going to have to go with the Nets again just because they're at home. I think the Raptors, now that they've been shocked into getting beaten, same way they did in Game 1, they can come back in Game 2 and tie this series. This is really looking like a 7-game series to me if the Raptors can win Game 4 in Brooklyn. But the Nets are a veteran team. They're all their best players are veterans, been around, been on different teams. They're very prideful players. They're a very prideful team. They got a very prideful coach. And they're going to have a home crowd behind them going against this young, inexperienced team that just blew a playoff game, a game that they had a chance to win due to their inexperience. And I think that's going to come back and bite Toronto again. This is just one of the knocks a young team's got to go through in order to get ready to move up to the next level. So I'm going to go with Brooklyn winning game 4 at home, but don't bet any money on that because I could very well be wrong. Brooklyn's had their ups and downs, and again, they're old. Raptors are young. I think they might have better talent top to bottom, but I think the experience is going to be what makes the difference in this game. But again, bet no money on that. Dre all day, work on your game.
Yo, this is Quincy Shake Johnson, Dallas, Texas. Work on your game. Dre all day.